Inventory levels dictate almost everything.
Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
So hello, so this episode we're actually, I'm recording with a new format. Well, we talked about the format yesterday, the format of the actual show, but I'm actually recording today on my phone. Found a new app that I could be able to do this and walk at the same time, which there's sometimes I've listened to the episode where I'm sitting and I'm putting myself to sleep. So we'll probably wind up doing this more with me walking from here on out. Anyways, today's topic, we're talking about inventory and how low it is in certain price points. I get asked these questions all the time. Shane, is inventory really that low and does it make that much of a difference? Yeah, it is. If you're subscribed to us on our email list, I'm going to be sending you some national numbers so you can see some of these numbers. Some of the inventory in certain price points is crazy low. Now, what does that mean for you as a seller? Well, as a seller, that means that you're going to maximize your dollar amount. That's what you're going to get. If you're the only game in town, I've got a seller right now out in Rarity Island. He's the only game in town. So when we went to go list his property, we were thinking, okay, here's the price, but we actually bumped it up a little bit. Why? Because we're not just going to drive through a rearview mirror. We're going to look at him being the only game in town. So inventory is that low. If you're the only game in town, then you kind of dictate the price, right? Now I hear it, and I know I'll probably get some emails from some realtors or some other folks. Well, what about an appraisal, Shane? The appraisal's going to look at what they sold. Shut up. The appraisal's also going to start. And if you know anything about an appraisal, it starts with what is a willing seller willing to sell it for and what is a willing buyer willing to pay for it. And if that is the only game in town, they have to give the appreciation. So I haven't lost that argument yet, so not really worried about that. But I wanted to share with you on this episode what I'm looking at as far as inventory in Escambia and Santa Rosa County. Let me bring it to you right now. Now, this is something that I give out when I'm meeting with clients. I give them these numbers because I get this report every month. I run this report towards the first of every month. Let's start with Escambia County, all right? And just so I can give you a baseline, if you remember, and you can go back and listen to a couple episodes, I'll put it in the show notes, which episode it was, where I talked about 6 months inventory is a normal market. Anything over 6 months inventory is considered a buyer's market. Anything under 6 months inventory is considered a seller's market. Anything over 9 months inventory is considered a hyper buyer's market. Anything under 3 months inventory is considered a hyper seller's market. Now, are all price points the same? No, they're not. So make sure we hear that. And I'm going to show you that here right now. I pulled this up. This is on July 3rd, 2017 is when this report showed up. So this is the July 2017 numbers. In Escambia County, between $100,000 and $150,000, there is 1.7 months worth of inventory. 1.7. So if your house falls in that inventory, it may be a good time to take a look at it. In between $200,000 and $250,000, 2.5 months. So we're still under that 3-month mark. Okay? Now, are there any marks or any price points that are still in a buyer's market? You betcha. In Escambia County, between $450,000 and $500,000, there's 21 months worth of inventory. Between $650,000 and $700,000, there's 22.5 months worth of inventory. So those are going to be considered buyer's markets. But for the most of them, it's considered seller's markets, because I can even go all the way up. In order for me to hit the 6-month mark, I got to go from $350,000 to $400,000. And that winds up being 8.8 months. When I go from $300,000 to $350,000, it's under 6 months. It's 5.7 months. Okay? So, is the inventory really, really that low? You betcha, it is. Does that dictate your price? Absolutely. Santa Rosa County, I'm not going to leave you out. $100,000 to $150,000, 1.3 months worth of inventory. Under 100, 1 month's worth of inventory. Matter of fact, 0 to 50, there's like 0.8 month. There's not even a month. So it's probably because there's only four properties active at that price point. Your 2 to 250, 3.4. Your 3 to 350, 3.3. Your 350 to 400, that same thing as in Escambia County, it's at a 6 months, it's at a normal market. Is there some stuff over in Santa Rosa County? that is a buyer's market. Yep. At those higher price points again, 650 to 700, 12 months inventory. That's considered a hyper buyer's market. But I wanted to give you real numbers, not just your national numbers, so that you can see what we're talking about when I'm looking at, hey, inventory is really low. If you're thinking about selling, reach out to me. Let me know. We'll talk about your exact price point at that time, because you may be listening to this 2 months from now. Numbers change monthly. Heck, the way the market's been going lately, the numbers are changing every week. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Make sure if you have not subscribed, go to 5minutesinrealestate.com. That's all spelled out, even the number, 5minutesinrealestate.com. The other thing I ask of you is, I don't ask for any money for this show, but I do ask you to share it. We are on iTunes, we are getting on Google Play, and we are getting on Stitcher. So make sure you subscribe whichever way you want to listen to it, and share this information with someone else. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next time.